Hi, Minstrel here. Welcome to my Breach League preparation and class selection video. I'll start off with the Breach mechanics and finish up with the class selection. The Breach, in short, is a big expanding circle that will fill your screen. Inside the circle monsters will spawn and those monsters need to be killed quickly, otherwise the music will stop. So the fun lasts as long as you are killing stuff, and otherwise the circle will collapse. This reminds me of previous leagues. The Breach looks like a combination of the old Rampage and the old Beyond League. This league needs both clear speed and DPS. Looks like the clear speed meta in a nutshell. If the shoe fits, then wear it. To enjoy the Breach mechanic to the maximum, you are forced to go cookie cutter tier 1 pew pew mode. Why does it force you? Well, if the music stops early, you miss out on a lot of monster kills and loot. A hand activates the Breach circle, and if you got a slow but perhaps cool looking unique fluffy build, you are going to miss out. The special new loot comes in the form of Splinters, where a collection of 100 Splinters can be used to open a portal to the endgame bosses. These bosses are called Breach Lords, so that means you're gonna miss out on a lot of endgame fun. There's a second point. It is possible to fail the Breach Lord maps. Yes, you farmed hard to get 100 Splinters to open it, but before you reach the Breach Lord, the music stopped. So congrats on your fluffy build, but now you just lost the map. Look at this Sleep Slam Sweeper. He is in the Breach Lord map, and he's gotta find the entrance to the boss room before the music stops. This demo is not very well played perhaps, but in no time he has lost sight of the expanding circle. You want to be up front, so if you encounter a dead end, you will have time to backtrack to the right path. Staying up front creates margin of error. Let's look at some other footage of a normal breach you can counter anywhere in the world. Note, these are all demo videos, the numbers are still being worked on. Things like growth rate of the expanding circle, monster spawn rate, the monster skills needed to grow the circle, and the maximum length of the encounter might all be changed. This character has an excellent start, but lacks movement speed. Standing still while casting does not help. Switching to the long range ball lightning is an excellent idea here, so the character is focusing on one side of the circle. Who knows how many monsters are up for grabs on the other side. At first he didn't have to move, but as the circle grows he has to go hunting. This is a great map for the Breach though, nice open space. He can reach anywhere in the circle, I'll talk about that later. Another is opened. Again the start is great, monsters come for him. But look at the monsters above the tree, they stand there idle, they're not moving, he has to hunt them down. Doing much better now since a commander has spawned. A commander is the name for a special rare breach monster. That monster is doing some special stuff too, look at all the spikes on the ground. Another breach is opened, but look on the right side, the breach is going into the wall, this could be a bad thing. Now let's take a look at another character, an archer. He has found a hand but stays away from it. First he prepares to clear the normal monsters, good thinking. Now this character stands still while killing two, just like the lightning dude, but he doesn't have to hunt. His split arrow projectiles are killing monsters off screen. He can randomly shoot in all directions, and if he hears the sound of impact he follows up with some more volleys. Off screening is a major advantage. The archer finds another breach and prepared again with a little clearing. As you can see, he chooses to walk left, away from the water. I assume he thinks that only few monsters will spawn there, and a special monster might have created that pillar of fire. It could have been the big dog or it might have been something else, I'm not sure. I think he was too close to the edge and should have stayed more in the middle where he was more in control. More bridge play from the split arrow dude, this time the tile set from the excavation map. Maze-like tunnels make for a horror of clear speed map. He made a choice, and he made it early. He went up and he holds course, he doesn't backtrack. This is not a regular map, this is a Breach Lord map. But look at the difference of the sweep marauder we've seen struggling earlier. This guy has a large margin of error. He even overtakes the expanding circle to scout ahead. The archer does not have the movement skill blink arrow though, a big oversight, since he could jump a platform to keep the speed up. Now what if you did this with two players, one player clearing the front and the second player mopping up the stragglers behind to ensure the killing spree would go on. That might be a good idea. Another hand is found to enter the boss room to the Chaos Lord. Chaos is the hardest breach lord of them all. he deals both physical and chaos damage. Well, CI for the win here, immune to chaos, thank you very much indeed. The area clear of split arrow is good, but this one is missing a single target boss killer like barrage or a dual purpose tornado shot. And the boss is dead. The life of this boss is probably going to be scaled up higher. This looks way too easy. 1 minute to kill with split arrow would be less than 10 seconds with an OP single target skill. You can safely assume this will be harder when launched. So now we got a good idea what to work with. To start the Breach League, we need a cookie cutter build. No fluffy creative build. Enough time for that once you've experienced the Breach to the max and have become rich. So the Breach League is like the Rampage and Beyond League combined. What I remember from the Rampage League, it was heavily pushed by the clear speed meta. I had a hard time to reach a fully charged Rampage of 1000 kills on my first character. It wasn't until I had a bow character that I completed the 1000 Rampage kill streak. The trick was, when there were no monsters in reach, my Rampage ended, but with a bow character I could blindly fire arrows off screen to hopefully kill a monster and keep the Rampage alive. And what I remember from the Beyond League was, when playing melee, the Beyond monsters spawned right on top of you. That was really bad, but when you were ranged it was less of a problem. Another thing back in Beyond was elemental proliferation of ignites. Beyond spawned after you killed and those monsters would proliferate burns onto the Beyond monsters. A really big help. But alas, the proliferate gem has been nerfed since. So now we know what to work with. Yes, this lightning dude could zap around with whirling blades, movement is king. But lightning doesn't double dip like fire and poison. And shocks can be gained from other sources. So let's move on to the class selection. This video is made before the final patch notes announcement. So keep an eye out for big changes concerning double dipping poison, changes to the best skills, and nerfs to leak things like delirium weapons and insanity gloves. Right, here goes the list. Number 5. Elementalist with Flameblast. While the breach circle expands, you have littered the ground with burning corpses. So when the breach monsters come running after you, they'll get proliferated with ignite. When the mini bosses spawn, you're already a step ahead. Fire damage sources double dip. They increase both the Flameblast and the ignite. That makes for an excellent boss killer. Number 4. Chieftain with Ancestral Warchief. Yes, for starting a league this is an excellent option. With its physical mitigation it's perfect for Uberlab farm and that's extremely profitable start league. The Breach Lords all have a physical component next to their theme of lightning, fire, cold and chaos. And they might be scary when you're still weak, but moving around popping Warchief totems might be just enough. Juggernaut with Earthquake is in the same boat. Marauder with Life and not Energy Shield is not a top tier class, but it's taking this number 4 spot just by being a very consistent league starter that's easy to equip. Number 3. The Occultist. Two solid options here. The first with Bladevortex Obliteration, the pure chaos build you can find in my YouTube channel. It has awesome clear speed potential while being equipped on a budget. By corpse exploding trash monsters it clears very fast. Single targets are killed pretty good with the poison gem. The second option is Essence Drain. Essence Drain is also a budget build with awesome single target DPS for bosses. With some investment in cast speed you can spread a deadly plague with contagion at a sick rate. You deal no physical and no elemental damage, giving you the edge on running maps, since you do not have to reroll reflect map mods. Watch for changes to decay. If the damage is halved to 5000 instead of 10,000 it's still OP, but if the mechanic is changed it can become worthless. Number 2. Assassin with a new skill called Bladeflurry. High single target and area clearing in one skill, dual purpose. This skill is completely over the top at the time of writing. Even if you read a small nerf in the patch notes, this will still be awesome. As for equipping, you do not need awesome physical weapons. You can just take a weapon with the chaos damage mod. Throw an added chaos damage on top to your links and you can go to town. The double dipping poison does the rest. And once you're leveled up high and get rich, you can always respec into the end game discharging monsters with the unique sword Cospriest Malice. Number 1. Pathfinder with a Bow. Movement and off-screening is king versus the breach circles. You do not have to take split arrow from the video, you could use tornado shot for dual purpose, or you could go with a true and tested lightning arrow for taxing. If you manage to get 3 extra barrage projectiles, you got one of the best single target skills in the game. And once you're leveled up high and get rich, you can always respec to Bladevortex and become god with Vessel of Finktar. I'll finish off with one important note. Customize your atlas for nice open maps. I'll put a link in the end screen with the video explanation on the topic. Stay away from maze-like labyrinths, like torture chamber or cells for example. You do not want to be running in and out of rooms through narrow corridors while the breach circle expands. That would be a nightmare. Not only can you clear a map like Tropical Island much faster for loot and XP, you'll have a much easier time finding breach monsters before the music stops. Well, that was it for now. Happy New League everybody, and thanks for watching.